Time to make some legs. So at this point in the build, I decided on 7 inches, 6 inches, and 5 inches for those sections of legs. I made them that length. I hammered them all out, tapered them. Come to find out they were too long. They just didn't look right when I got ready to tack them on. So right at that point, I have to cut them shorter. And I believe I cut that stuff out of there. I didn't keep that as part. So at one point, you're going to see them looking flared on both ends, but I ended up cutting the flares off and just kind of had to deal with it. Yeah, as far as forging goes, there's really not a whole lot of forging on this part of the Dragonfly. It's just the legs. Just gotta taper the ends there, or flare, I guess, however you want to. Yeah, it's not really tapering; it's more flaring. But yeah, and then after I cut off the end of them, there's only half as much as I actually forged. So I think here, if you look in, you can see how both ends of those leg segments are flared. I ended up cutting them off on the long ones. So now I'm tacking these ball bearings on. I like to do that on critter legs, just because it kind of gives like a knuckles, or I guess elbows, joint looks, kind of look to it. It actually, I think it was a waste of time. If I had to do it again, I'd probably just skip it. You'll see here before long. It looks kind of, it looks okay at first, but then as I get welding on them, I don't know, just the majority of it gets hidden. You can hardly see it on the shorter segments there, and I don't know, just unnecessary step. I think I could have just jumped right on attacking the legs together. One of the things I don't like about tack welding, like forged materials, is it forms such a heavy scale on it. Unless you really get after it with a sand or get down to that clean metal, you get a lot of sparks, especially when you're using the TIG process. So every now and again you'll see it's like totally just blast sparks everywhere, and that's not good. That's usually cause little air bubbles in your weld. Alright, so all that tediousness of the leg tacking is pretty much over. This is now a more enjoyable stage. I like to actually see it start to come to life. Sitting at the table, just tacking little bearings, that can get a little monotonous, but this is where I start to actually enjoy what I'm doing the most. So I get to start kind of like envision, kind of see, yeah, this leg should be reaching up, that one should be down. Initially, I'm just sticking them all on there. I'm looking for the spacing. I just want them to be evenly spaced, kind of like gradually maybe getting further apart, but aligned as much as possible. I don't know if you can see it, but there's a real faint soapstone line, little white chalk-looking line, and that just tells me where the center of the body is, so I can, and I just eyeballed to the left and right of that center line to try to keep the legs, spaced out evenly. So I'm getting ready to start tapping this with a hammer, and that's when I realized these bearings are high carbon steel, which means they're going to be hard, so they crack. And I broke that thing off, and you can actually see a little piece of the bearing still attached to the leg. And luckily, I know a welder. so I got that back on. One of my favorite things about using the TIG torch is the ability to heat up a tack and move it. Nothing else compares to that. You don't have to get out an oxyacetylene torch, you just strike an arc, heat it up, and move the part. So I try to use that strategically as often as possible. Alright, so I'm getting ready to weld this up, and I'm going to send you out with a little interlude that I recorded. There's one thing that I will say is there's a part of it that might sound like a bad word, but trust me, it's wish it was over. I'm keeping it PG on this channel.
It was over, but it's a slow burn. Over, it's a slow burn. Another face that you won't remember, demands a piece of this life that you work for. Struggle claims your life and your loved ones. Oh, wish it was over, but it's a slow burn. Over, it's a slow burn.
Alright, that's pretty much it for the legs there. So I hope you enjoyed it. Hit that subscribe button and give me a thumbs up.